The following is a presentation of iRacing.com Motorsport Simulations on LSRTV, the voice of sim racing.
Welcome to everyone to the United Sim Racing Truck Series, round 15 here for the 2016 Chase for the Championship, presented by B&C Lawn and Landscaping Services. We are here for the 4C Paint Shop 200 at the Brickyard, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the 2.5 mile legendary circuit. It's going to be another cracking race here for 80 laps here. I am Jake Blackwell. Joining me in the booth today is Kelly Dahl, and Cisco Scaramusa is the producer for today. Kelly, welcome to the broadcast. It's going to be another cracking race here for the United Sim Racing Truck Series.
Yes, this will be a very difficult race for these trucks. The circuit isn't exactly designed for trucks in mind. It was designed over 100 years ago. 1909 was when this track was really designed. So they didn't really have these monsters in mind when they created this track. Your turns are banked at a 9.2 degree angle, and your straights completely flat. This track is unlike anything else on the NASCAR schedule.
Yeah, this track is just the top echelon of the NASCAR series, especially coming in here, especially runs the Indy 500, but today hosting the United Sim Racing Truck Series. We're in qualifying at the moment, not long left, about 3 minutes in qualifying. Some of the guys starting to put down some fast laps. Michael Atkins Jr. right now with a 53.122, sitting on provisional pole with James A. Mullins behind him. So that times are starting to come down, Kelly, as people start to get their 2 laps in, and that will definitely start to bunch up the field, and we'll see who is going to put themselves where.
Yeah, we're starting to see how the field's starting to shape out. It looks to be like they won't be too terribly close. There's a bit of a wide spread in times, but we'll have to see what happens on this track. You have those long straightaways, which will definitely bring the draft into it. With the straightaways, you'll see the trucks kind of tuck in behind one another, and we'll have to see if that'll help bunch the field up a little bit, like say Michigan, or if one truck will really be able to pull away from everyone if they can find a faster line through these difficult corners.
Yeah, that's one thing. The straights may be able to just pull everyone together, pull the pack through, where a lot of other tracks you may be able to get a gap. Just depends on the lines everyone's going to run here tonight. You can maybe run different lines. Don't know how well the track is going to be prepped for that, but if you can get a good run through 1 and 2, get a gap and try and pull away down the straight, the draft may be able to play a little bit of a hand in there, but not much. So just having a look now at Ricky around to do his qualifying laps here. I don't think he's actually done a lap, actually. So he's down in P20 at the moment without a lap. So at the moment, not a lot of people doing lap times. So only 13 cars doing a lap time, Kelly. That's a little bit interesting to know that only out of 25 cars down a qualifying time.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are starting to maybe expect some trouble off the start, and that's not too much of a gamble. It's definitely a tricky track. I was watching the practice, and some of these guys were getting really squirrely off of turn 2. So I think they're banking on some early trouble, so they're trying to hang back and maybe distance themselves away from that early wreck.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if something like that happens in an early wreck, especially if we're looking at some of the just a couple of cars going around now, just obviously just having a little bit of a run, and this looks like the truck's very loose, especially mid corner to the exit. I don't know how well the tires are on the run, but that could be the thing. So there's a minute left till the cars start to grid up, so I think that will be around about it for quali here, Kelly.
Yeah, this race is definitely going to come down to who can be in the best control of their truck. It's going to be a race of survival. these guys are going to be gripping the wheel like crazy and just wheeling these trucks to these corners. I don't think they're going to have quite a bit of grip tonight. It's going to be very loose and very tricky.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very loose, especially track temp is 36 degrees, mostly cloudy with an ambient of 28 degrees. No wind, so there's not much wind going to be pushing the car around. Normal humidity of 55 degrees with 101 kVA rising. So, little nice track temp there, track 36 degrees. It's not super hot, so it's not slippery, but it's not cool where you can get a lot of grip out of the tyres, Kelly. So I think that would just play out, especially on a long run, 80 laps. You're going to have to stop for fuel and tyres, so depending on where the cautions fall, depends on when you're going to come in and how long you're going to be due.
Yeah, it'll be difficult to see. You've got that shadow in turn 1, so we'll see if that can play into it.
Yeah, so we'll run through the qualifying order here for round number 15 here at Indy. We have got Michael Atkins Jr. on the front row with James A. Mullins on the outside. Aaron Bennett on the second row in third with Greg Moore on the outside. Christopher Hollow in fifth with James Thorndike in sixth. Paul Madison in seventh. Steve Constalk in eighth. Robert Gillenwater in ninth. And Brian Harvey in 10th.
Starting 11th is the 6th truck of Tommy Ryan. Beside him, the 68 of Scott Simley. Scott Formosa will be your last qualifier in 13th position. After this, all the trucks decide to just take provisional. 14th will be Ricky Howell Jr., 15th, Jamie Walker. 16th, we'll see the 7 of Cody Gibson, and behind him, the 55 of Michael W. Waters. On his outside will be Ashton Crowder rolling off in 18th position, and 19th will be Keith Butt, with Brian Cutts right beside him in 20th position.
Yeah, so the final 5 trucks here, James Noon in 21st, John Sorensen rounding out 22nd, Dylan Quinsnell in 23rd, Mark Wilson in the number 30 truck in 24th, and Stephen Herring rounding out the field in P number 25. So 25 starters here for 80 laps as they will start to roll off very shortly. Going to be a cracking race here for round 15 of the championship, and I think it's going to be very interesting on this early start, Kelly, like we were saying about how the tyres and that's going to be maybe an early caution. We'll see how that starts happening.
Yeah, I'm going to make maybe a bit of a prediction here, but I could see us having a very early wreck. It'll be really difficult because there's going to be some drivers jockeying for position. It's quite difficult to get more than 2 cars side by side through these corners. It's actually really difficult to get even 2 trucks to go through the corner side by side, let alone 3. I think if we see someone try to push it 3 wide, we're going to definitely see a wreck.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if someone's going to try and funnel down the middle, try and make it 3 wide on the start, depending on how quickly you get away. 80 laps is long, but it could all be lost in the first lap here, and you don't want to put it in the fence. It's one of the things you don't want to do now. You do have a fast repair, so if you do get the car damaged, you'll be able to get it back out there nice and quickly, but I don't think that's what you want to do, especially in a long race. You don't want to be in the middle of the pack, and if you use that early, you could be suffering some damage later on, and that will put you out of the race.
Yeah, another thing to worry about here is the track isn't very wide. It's quite a narrow surface, so if maybe 2 trucks get sideways in front of you, you've got nowhere to go. There's nothing you can do. You're going to smack right into them. These are very heavy trucks with very small brakes, so it's really hard to get these things slowed down in time. You can't just jam on the brakes and quickly dodge away. That's it. You're in for it. Nothing you can do except for hold on and see how much damage you're going to receive.
Yeah, you just sort of got to hope that you don't get into any trouble. Can't go around anywhere else. It's sort of that, like you're saying, Kelly, how small the track is and not wide enough to be able to try and take an evasive action. You can, but if there's a couple of trucks around in front of you and you can't figure out which way you're going to go, you're going to have to try and slam on the brakes. And if someone else behind you doesn't realize it, it could be chaos from there. But it looks like the truck's coming around turn number 4 here to get us started. Truck number 01, Michael Atkins Jr. on the inside with James A. Mullins in the number 5 on the outside. Let's see how cleanly they come as the pace car away already is jumped. Michael Atkins Jr. is away, and we're green flag here for 80 laps here at Indy. He's straight away gone to the high side, gone to block James Mullins to get that run. So it looks like we're pretty clean coming into turn number 1 now. Looks like everyone has made it safely through for now. Actually, some of the trucks are already starting to form up single file and just going to try and get a clean early run in right now, Kelly.
Yeah, everyone's deciding to play nice right now. Everyone filtered down to single file quite quickly. We only saw a few pairs going side by side into turn one, but now we're seeing the first three at least single file, and one pair of 2x2 where forward they go right back to single file. Everyone's decided to play it easy. It's a long race. It's 200 miles, so you don't want to end your night right off the bat.
Yeah, 200-mile race. You don't want to. Jamie Walker, truck number 17, going to the inside, as well as actually a car in front of them. Brian Harvey in the 67 on the inside right now of the number 40, Robert Gillenwater. Got that position done through 1 and 2. Gillenwater can't hold his side on the high side. Looks like he's going to be under pressure now from Jamie Walker. Just running the high line, getting pushed out there in 1 and 2. It's just sort of lost his momentum that he needed, and he may be under attack from a couple of the other trucks behind him.
And we're looking at Jamie Walker now, side by side. Great move to the inside, just sticking it with him. But Gillenwater is not really wanting to give it up to that position. But unfortunately, Jamie Walker, with a hard move, will make it stick on the inside. Now he may lose another spot as that truck beside him now, side by side through turn number 4. It's a very tight battle with the 6 of Tommy Ryan now, side by side with the 40 down the front stretch. Neither of them gaining any ground on one another as they just push hard towards turn number 1. We'll see who can win out and pull that more speed through turn number 1.
Yeah, Tommy Ryan looks like he's going to get that inside and it's going to prevail through turn number 1 as Gillenwater actually got a little bit loose. I think they're on the exit in the 40 truck. He's got Scott Formosa behind him now in the 80. They were having a good battle with Scott Simley down the front straight. Looked like they were bump drafting there, but it looks like everyone at the moment is pretty clean. We are on lap number 3, so no caution as of yet, but at the moment it's just Michael Atkins Jr. out in front. He's pulled out the gap to about 1 second right now.
Yeah, now we're seeing a little bit of a battle for a second starting to form as the 33 starting to creep up on James Mullins, looking for a spot right up against his bumper, using as much of that draft as possible. Now he's going to drop into the low line. Oh, they just about touch as they go down the front stretch. Heading down to turn number 1, 33 will launch right ahead, and Aaron Bennett will take second place.
Yeah, well, Aaron Bennett, I think James Mullins was trying to let him through. I think he doesn't have the truck that he wants in these early stages, and he was trying to let Aaron Bennett through. I think he just caught himself up, got a little bit of contact, maybe just avoided each other down the front stretch. But that B&C truck moves up into P number 2. Mullins has to now drop back into 3rd with Greg Moore just sitting there in the 12 truck, just floating around right now in 4th, still hanging on to the top, to 2nd and 3rd right now. They've got a bit of a gap down to the rest of the field, but it looks like that's sort of what's going on now. The leader, though, Michael Atkins Jr., he's just starting to pull away, and if he continues to do this, he's going to have a pretty comfortable lead, but a safety car could close that gap any minute.
Yeah, now as we're just about to get a checkup on the times, 1.7 seconds is the lead that Michael Atkins Jr. has already pulled out over the field, and we're just going on to lap 5 now. He's definitely got that fast truck out there today, so we'll have to definitely be one of the favorites to win here tonight.
Yeah, we'll have to watch him if anything happens with strategy, if he comes in, whether he's going to be trying to come in and push a different strategy, and looks like he's got a fast truck, so he should be able to get up there. Just having a look now, we've got a battle down here between Scott Kotschalk, and that was Jamie Walker making another position up now. That will move him up into P number 8, so he's on the move, the 17 truck. Started down in 15th, already up into P8. He was fastest in practice, so it doesn't surprise me that he's got the pace. Didn't put a qualifying time in, so it looks like now he's trying to make up for not having a qualifying time, starting down in 15th, already up into P8.
I've got to wonder why he didn't put down a qualifying time. And if you're the fastest in practice, normally you'd want to get that you'd want to qualify. You'd be starting up front, you'd be a lot less of a risk, because now he's having to work his way past everyone. That just adds on to the chances of him maybe getting wrecked out. And the more trucks you have to pass, the more times like someone could get loose and smack into you. Like if he had started in first, he might even have a lead over Michael Atkins Jr. or maybe even be battling with him for the lead. Instead, he's stuck back here in 8th and having to still work his way to the front.
Yeah, that's right. He's got to work his way to the front, and he's doing a good job at that at the moment. Having a look in front of him now, we got Paul Madison in the 15, hassling the back of John Thorndike through turn number 4 right now. They've also got Christopher Hurlow in front of them in 5th. Looks like the 59, he's going to block. Christopher Hurlow's going straight down to the inside wall on the front stretch. He's trying to block the 59 truck as much as possible. James Thorndike's trying to have a look, not possible, going into 1, and I think, who was that? That was Paul Madison, sorry, running a bit wide through 1 and 2. That's let Jamie Walker actually close the gap. He may be able to have a look going into turn 2. He's putting his nose there. He may be able to get a run down the back straight, Kelly, and get it into 3 and 4.
Yeah, he's definitely got speed, so we're going to have to see him now. Now the 59's dropping low, the 15 now looking on the outside. We might go side by side with 3 trucks, and Jamie Walker not wanting none of that, backs out a bit. See if he can set himself up from the back stretches. The 59 is just going to edge out the 15 to keep his position, heading in that short shoot between 3 and 4. Now, side by side, the 17 slipping past Paul Madison to take 6th position, or correction, 7th position.
And to 7th, he's making a run right now, and he's going to continue to do this till he gets into a position where his tyres can't get the grip, or he starts to run out of the pace over everyone else. Right now he's got James Thorndike in front of him, who is trying to get around Christopher Hurlow in the number 87, wasn't able to the last time round, so he's had to sit in behind him in the 59 truck. Don't know whether he'll be able to have another look going through. There's a battle back here. Stephen Kottschalk again on the outside, the number 91 with the 61 of, just lost that truck there. Tom 67, sorry. I just lost it. Brian Harvey, there we go. I got him now. He's got that move, but it looks like you're stuck on the high side here, Kelly. You will struggle on the exit, and that's what's happening. Everyone's just starting to funnel past Scott Koschok on the inside as they're trying to go 3 wide here between the 80 and the 7. No, thought better of that. I think that was going to be a bit hairy going into turn 1.
Yeah, backing out of that move is definitely the right call there. I wouldn't want to be forcing a 3 wide into turn 1 on this track. I don't care what vehicle you're in, if you're in an Indy car or a truck, just keep it 2 by 2 at the very most. Oh, and it's a bump and they're starting to wreck. Big trouble. A couple trucks in the wall. The 40 and the 91. Our first yellow of the night's brought out. Oh, there's more coming in.
Whoa. Caution's out, and there is cars all over the shop at turn 2. Big wreck there. It looked like they were trying to bump draft in the middle of the corner, and that's not something you want to do, especially around here. And they got loose as we're looking at a replay now. So that was just chaos in turn number 2 there. Through the short chute, looked like the 40 got into the back of the 91 here. And yeah, it's just, they went up in the fence, and I think it was the 27 that got involved as well there, Kelly.
Yeah, it looks like there was another truck right after the 75. He's trying to sneak by on the low side, but the 91's trying to get himself off the track to the inside. 75 left with nowhere to go, scrapes off of them and slams hard into the inside wall.
Yeah, big wreck, and that ruined the lead that Michael Atkins Jr. had out in front. So that's all dropped back. But yeah, the 75 just coming through, tried to avoid it. The 91 was coming down, and they all got involved in a wreck. So early trouble for some of these cars. We were on lap number 9 when the first cautions come out. So they had a little bit of a short run. Still 70 laps to go, though. And they will be coming down. May see the first round of pit stops here, Kelly, for some of this leading bunch.
Yeah, I definitely would think we'd see some pit stops. I'm going to quickly take a look at these lap times here, see how much tire fall off. So we're just looking at Michael Atkins Jr. He was running a 53.399 earlier, and he's already dropped down to a 54.5 with the tire wear. So I'd expect to see a lot of these trucks coming down. Now, one person I'm sure is glad to see that caution come out is Jamie Walker. Yeah, he's worked his way up to the field, but this gets him just that little bit closer to Michael Atkins Jr., who had opened up nearly 3 seconds over the rest of the field. He was just flying out there, so this will help bring Jamie a bit closer to Michael and maybe see if he can push past these other drivers and make a push for the lead.
Yeah, it's sort of put him in a good position right now as the trucks, all of them coming down pit road. I don't think anyone has tried to bite the bullet and stay out or lead a lap, so it's sort of going to put everyone on a fresh set of rubber and some full tank of gas, and we'll see what happens here coming down the pit road. Actually, the 5 and the that James Mullis and Aaron Burnett actually got into trouble, and Burnett actually missed these box, so he had to reverse back. So some people losing time on pit road. It looks like someone's taken 2 tyres there. Ricky Howe Jr. from 15th. He's just rolled through. We're unsure as to what the truck number 2 has gone there, but Michael Atkins Jr. has gone. So according to the information we got, he only did a 1.8 second pit stop, so it was pretty quick. 0.18 second pit stop. So that was pretty quick stop there, Kelly. I don't know whether he's just maybe missed his box or he's just rolled through and kept going.
Either he's got the fastest pit crew out there or something happened on his pit stop, so I don't know if he's going to maybe miss his box. Like you said, he could have missed his box, so maybe he's going to do another lap, come down, and take tires then, but I don't see him staying out, absolutely run over by these guys behind him.
Yeah, he is, and just having a look at the run off pit road, so Michael Atkins Jr. Led all the trucks off pit road in the 01. James Mullins was second, but Jamie Walker was the third truck off pit road besides the 2, so Jamie Walker has just put himself in that nice little position now. He started to work his way through, but he doesn't have as many trucks to get around now, Kelly, on this restart, which sort of puts him in a good position with the fast truck that he had. Yeah,
that was definitely the pit stop that he needed. That brought him within. He's now, with the way they're going to start, he's going to be directly behind Michael Atkins Jr. So we've got ourselves a race shaping up, and there's still 70 laps left.
Yeah, still a long way to go as Ricky Howe Jr. comes down pit road. So obviously a mistake there, missing his box. So he's going to come down and get 4 tyres and gas, will put him to the tail end of the line. So as the trucks will start to form up 2 wide, 1 to go. I think that's going to put Jamie Walker in a good position here. We'll see what he has up front, though. He had a good truck through the traffic, but whether he'll have the same sort of truck up front, especially being behind Michael Atkins Jr., or if he gets into clean air, we'll see how his truck starts to handle from that.
Yeah, and maybe these two will just draft with each other a bit and really open a gap up over the rest of the field, but I don't know, they're already pretty quick, so I could see these guys going at it right out of the gate.
Yeah, it could be going straight at it. So we'll see what happens as they're coming down the back straight. Everyone is pretty much ready to go right now. So we'll see what we're doing just coming down the back stretch. Michael Atkins Jr. is going to be starting on the front row with James A. Mullins for the restart. The 2 coming out of pit lane, as well as another truck back there. The 98 of Stephen Herring also just came down there to get their pit stop, so we'll come ground to turns number 3 and 4 now to get us a restart. Let's see what will happen. I think Jamie Walker may be able to have a good run. If he can get a good jump, he may be able to jump Michael Atkins into turn number 1 and try and skip away, Kelly.
Yeah, that might be a bit of a risky move depending on how James Mullins starts, so I could see him definitely slipping in behind and trying to get past James Mullins by staying behind Michael Atkins Jr., but we'll have to see when we go green.
Yeah, as the pace car will peel left, driver's left, our right, down into pit road. Let's see if Michael Atkins Jr. takes the green. He's gone straight away. He is away, and he has already jumped up. He's going to move up into that high line. Green flag, he's waving now. It looks like Jamie Walker's going to try and take number 3 away. He squeezed the needle there in front of the 12 truck, who's actually got a little bit loose going into turn number 1. It looks like the 15 there of Paul Madison's with the 59 as well behind. There's a caution already.
That would be the 2 losing it, it seems. Oh, big wreck. Now I'm looking at this. So it looked like he might have just got loose or got nudged and hard into the wall, flipping up into the air and collecting a few trucks along with him.
Yeah, big wreck as we're looking at a replay now. The 2 truck just got a tap from the 30 in the middle of 1 and 2, got loose, and that was it. And he got massively into the outside fence, collected someone else, not 100% sure. The 91, yeah, just got absolutely destroyed going off the corner, had nowhere to go. As soon as the 2 truck hit that outside fence, came down and just barrel rolling through to the inside. I think another truck got involved. The 4 just missed it. So that was an interesting wreck there, Kelly.
Yeah, you got a feel for the 91. Like he had no part in that, except just being in the wrong place, wrong time. And since he already used his fast repair, I'm pretty sure that truck's gonna pull behind the wall, and that'll be it for the 91 team tonight.
Yeah, there's a lot of chaos there, but it looks like the 91 will be out. I don't know whether he took a fast repair early on from the early crash. I'd say he would have, as actually he has retired from the race. So that's it for the number 91. And Michael Atkins Jr. managed to get ahead of James Mullins and Jamie Walker going into turn 1, but Walker just decided to thread the needle to hold on to P number 3. He did that well on that restart, but it was a pretty quick one. So quick restart, not much of a track time, so I wouldn't be surprised if no one comes down pit road. They've already got the fresh tyres and won't need to come down unless someone plays a strategy call.
Yeah, they didn't even do one lap, so these tires are still pretty clean. I'd be surprised. I mean, someone might have a bit of a fuel strategy going on, but I'd expect everyone to stay out and have a quiet pit lane this time around.
Yeah, it looks like actually some people playing just going to have a look. There's some drivers there just coming through and running out and left and in. So we've got a couple of trucks coming down into pit road. We've got James Thorndike as well as the number 68 truck is coming down pit road as well, Scott Simley. So a couple of trucks just coming in, going to try and do that, and we'll see what we can do with that. We're going to have Tyler Herr come up right now for a little bit of a talk here. Tyler Herr, welcome to the LSRTV broadcast booth. Interesting race here today at Indy, and it's just going to be one of those races that could see what has happened not seeing you out here tonight.
Well, with the trucks here being at Indy, it's definitely a different sort of race here. I mean, as you guys have been seeing, it's lower horsepower on these flat corners here, so keeping it up, keeping the speed up through the corners is key for this race.
Yeah, we were already seeing that early, just trying to get everyone in there. Yeah. Just trying to get everyone... different trucks, trying to figure out how these trucks are going to run here, as it looks like I think we've still got one to go, so we'll run through one of our sponsors here, the BNC Lawn and Landscaping Service, based in the Frankfurt, Delaware area. Check out BNC for all your landscaping needs, including turf care, mulching, snow removal, and more. Professional license and insured. So if you want to do that, contact Aaron Bennett at BNC Landscaping, Lawn and Landscaping at yahoo.com. If you would like to have your lawn and landscaping services all taken care of. And Kelly, it looks like there's a couple of cars that took the pit road. We'll join at the end. We'll have 1 or 2 laps extra fresh at tyres. I don't know whether they're hoping for another quick caution or sort of a short mid-run where they can try and jump the pack and put themselves up the front.
There also could have been a couple of them involved in one of those 2 wrecks that might be banging out a bit more damage. So there's a few different reasons it could have gone down, but we'll have to see if that call is going to help them at all tonight, or if that's really going to be not the best idea to throw themselves into the back of the pack.
Yeah, another thing that could be with all the damage and that, trying to get that repaired. But it looks like we're forming up now for the restart. So Michael Atkins Jr. on the inside with Mullins on the outside again. So this is going to be interesting. Let's see who can get a better jump. We did see Michael Atkins Jr. going straight away as soon as that pace car comes in. He's done that twice now. He did that on the race start as well as the first restart. This is now our second caution. Whether he does that again, if some people try and follow him with that and know he's going to do that, we could see some of these guys really pushing on the back of him on the restart.
Yeah, or he could play a little bit of head games and ease up on the throttle and just wait for his chance, which could cause some problems in the back. Some people may be anticipating that jump and could cause a bit of an accordion effect. So we'll have to see what he's going to do. He had some great jumps in those first 2 starts. It got him way out ahead of everyone else. But we'll have to see if Jamie Walker can be able to sneak past the 5 this time around.
Yeah, that's what Jamie Walker will be trying to do, trying to get up into P number 2 before he can try and get down into turn number 1. I think that will be his plan, but we'll see. There's still a long way to go. We're only on coming up to complete lap number 16 of 80, so it's still a long way to go. And Jamie Walker already right on the back of the 01 as we come around the final corner, turn number 4 here, as the pace car will peel left, and we'll see how good of a jump Michael Atkins is going to get this time round. He is gone already. Oh, he actually went and then stopped again, and it sort of bottled the pack up. Here comes Jamie Walker, but he still was able to get a good jump. He will be able to pull up and take P number 1 again. James Mullis has actually got Jamie Walker on his inside, so Walker got a good jump. He's going to hold it to the inside of the number 5 truck. He may be able to get it through the middle, through the short shooter 1 and 2. They're still side by side, 3 wide behind them though, and it looks like the 17 of Jamie Walker is going to take P number 2 away from the 5. Coming out of turn 2, as behind them as well, the 7 and the 15 side by side going down the backstretch.
The 7 got a great launch out of turn number 4, easily passing the 15. Gonna slip right back up in front of them as they head into turn number 4. As the field kind of checks up just a little bit behind them. You almost saw a trouble just like with that first wreck, where someone just didn't quite check up enough and tap the rear end, but thankfully everyone's able to safely get through there. But that was a great move by Jamie Walker. Had some great speed to just hold the 5 on the outside and stick that truck very low and carried a lot of speed through that low line to get that position. Now he's opened up a bit of a gap and he's starting to chase down Michael Atkins Jr. here.
Yeah, he had a good start, and that's what he needed. He needed to get that restart perfect. He did a good job of that. Now Michael Atkins Jr., he's still got to chase him down, who's already started to open up a little bit of a gap, half a second out in front at the moment, but he's still going to be charging, trying to get that gap closed. Everyone else still pretty much single file. Just having a look here now, Aaron Bennett, who's down in the pack, was second after the first caution, just making a move on the 80. So he's moved into turn number 3. He's put himself up into P number 8 now, sorry. So he's starting to make some ground back up. He was second after that first caution. Made a mistake on pit road, ran through his box, and now he's further back in the field, not where he'd like to be. But he's shown that he has a fast truck. So he should be able to move up through the field soon, Kelly.
Yeah, we'll have to see how well he can do. I don't think he's going to be content sitting in 8th place after being in second and making that mistake on pit road, as you said. And he's definitely going to try to push hard, but there's a bit of a gap between him and the 6 of Tommy Ryan in front of him. He's starting to slowly close that, so he might be able to work his way up a few positions here during this run.
Yeah, he's got to try and grab that, try and close that gap to Tommy Ryan in front of him. He's got a bit of work to do, but the draft should be able to keep him in touch, especially with the traffic. Little bit of a gap now, just having a look out front. Looks like Jamie Walker, is starting to gap James Mullins for P number 2. So he's trying to get that gap, trying to close it. And just having a look, Cody Gibson right now is all over the back of that 5 truck in the number 7. He may be able to have a look going to turn 1. He's definitely got the run off of turn number 4. I don't think he's going to thread the needle down the inside. No, he's just going to sit in behind him. So he's thought better of it. He's just going to sit in behind the 5 for now. He's in a good spot in P number 4. Don't want to try and risk anything early as we're just on lap number 20 now.
And he might be trying to get in the head of the 5 there. When he's that close, when you're in that truck, all you can see in the rear view is the hood and the windshield of the truck behind you. And it makes you start to think, and maybe your eyes are going to be drifting up to that mirror too much, and you won't be paying too much attention to the track. Maybe make a mistake, get a little wobble, go a little wide. It'll open up a gap for that 7 to slip through, but he's sticking nice and close to the 5, but the 5 is still pushing hard to try to keep his position.
Yeah, he's trying to keep his position pretty hard right now. He's pushing as hard as he can. The 7, once again, got a great run out of the final corner. Cody Gibson, he's going to look to the inside of James A. Mullins. He may be able to pull alongside, and he has done that quite nicely. May be able to get it done before turn 1, and he has. So, got that one done quite easily. Just sat in behind and got the draft. I wouldn't be surprised if Mullins just rolled out of the gas a little bit, just to cleanly slot in behind him in front of Paul Madison, who is now all over the back of the 5 truck. So it looks like he's just struggling here at the moment. Mullins just trying to figure out what he was doing. As just heard, he just rolled out of the gas on the front stretch, just to let him through.
Yeah, I think what he was trying to do was just, like you said, slot in behind the 7, because if he fought with the 7, it might leave him open to lose 2 positions over the 15. It would also just a bit safer, a bit more conservative, but as I'm watching him go by, it almost looks like his rear spoiler is a bit bent. He might have gotten some rear end damage early on in this race. I can't quite tell, though.
Yeah, I think he may have had a little bit of contact early on. That could have been the contact that he had actually with the 33 when he went down the front stretch, when there was a little bit of contact there. So maybe that has actually bent the rear deck lid of that truck. but at the moment he's just stopping back. The Paul Madison as look, Tommy Ryan actually got around Greg Moore, and behind them is Aaron Bennett in P number 8. So they're all just forming up a train right now on the inside of this top 10. And it looks like out in front, just having a look now, Michael Atkins Jr. has got Jamie Walker for company as they come into turn number 3. So it looks like that 17 truck starting to reel in the 01 as we're on sort of a couple of laps older tyres. It'd be about a 5-lap run right now. So I think that's just where Jamie Walker has a better truck overall, is on these longer runs.
Yeah, he's slowly reeling them in, and we'll have to see as they come across the line now what the gap actually is between them. I think it's a lot closer than 2/10 now. Yeah, 1.95. Oh, caution's out now.
Yeah, caution's out. Just trying to see why that one is. Yeah, Keith Butts on the number 3 got loose going through 3 and 4, and he didn't hit anyone. Wow, who was that there? The 98. Yeah, it was. That was some driving right there.
Yeah, we'll check the replay here as you watch the 3 as he spins around coming off a 4. The 98, I don't know how he didn't hit that truck. That is just unbelievable. Inches between. I think he might have even scraped some paint off there. That was. Can't get much closer than that.
I think that's the closest I've ever seen a car try and avoid right there. That was great driving from Stephen Herring to be able to avoid that. I'm just having a look now. I think, yeah, so they're just forming up under the Hayes car right now, Ty. Hey, Kelly.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they're all starting to form up now, and thankfully, just only one truck involved in that accident. And 98 lucky to keep his truck intact after that.
Yeah, so good job there, and we'll head in this third caution to a quick commercial break here for the United Sim Racing Truck.
Did you know that Lion's sense of vision is so powerful, it actually enables nearby creatures to see better? Here we see lions assisting the offspring of others, while their parents are elsewhere in the wild. Brilliant, isn't it? Making the wild kingdom look much better indeed. Do good, be a lion.
Welcome back everyone to the United Sim Racing Truck Series presented by B&C Lawn and Landscaping Services. We are under our third caution here today for 80 laps, and it's been an interesting race already so far, Kelly, as the cars start to form up now to get a restart.
Yeah, and now we're going to have to see what's going to happen with the leader. Jamie Walker is now going to be on the outside of the 0-1 of Michael Atkins Jr. Behind them, they've got the 15 and the 7 of Paul Madison and Cody Gibson. Guys that were a little bit farther back, but made a good pit stop to gain a few positions.
Yeah, so it looks like we've got a good run, a good clean pit stops for those top bunch of guys. We've got Tyler now here in the commentary booth. Tyler, it's been an interesting race. The fuel strategy, as we're talking off air, it's
normally you'd see these trucks being able to make, I would say, around 32 to 35 laps on a full tank, but with just 60%, I think these guys can only go about a maximum of 18 laps before they got to bring it down. So with the tire situation, but back to the restart here, Michael Atkins Jr. gets a great jump on that restart. To the line he's going to lead, but there's a challenge for second between Jamie Walker and Paul Madison going down to turn 1.
Yeah, they're going down to turn 1 here, so green flag. And it looks like Madison's on the inside of Walker, got a little bit loose, but he managed to get a hold of that, and he still lost his momentum though. Maybe able to pick it up through turn number 2. Jamie Walker is holding it tough around the outside. He doesn't want to let that position go. He wants to make sure he can stick to the back of Michael Atkins Jr. He's actually got a great exit off of turn 2. He may be able to hold on, but it looks like Paul Madison still got the front of that truck, of the 15 truck just then. No, he hasn't. So Jamie Walker got a massive run out of turn 2 and was able to get it by. It looks like Madison's actually run wide in 3 and 4. It looks like Tommy Wren's going to have a look. No, he's not in the turn number 4. So that was an interesting restart there, Kelly. And it looks like the Vyres are trying to fight as hard as possible right now.
Jamie Walker didn't give the 15 any sort of room through 1 and 2. He was tight alongside of him, but he was able to carry a surprising amount of speed. I thought as soon as the 15 was on the inside that he was going to get that position. I thought the inside was much faster than the outside, even though it wasn't that big of a difference in their line. But the 17 carried some great speed, especially around turn 2 to launch out of turn 2. As we see the 5 now getting underneath the 7, and the 7 of Cody Gibson falling back, dropping a few spots now. The 12 is now alongside him heading into turn number 3.
Yeah, lost a lot of ground right now. Got stuck on that high side, and that was it. It looks like there's a car on the inside. Number 98, Stephen Harry, after avoiding that incident, is now lapped down. He's on the inside. This is going to be difficult for some of the trucks as they go 3 wide in turn number 4. Somehow, they've all managed to make it through at the moment. But yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate there. 67 and 27 right now, side by side. Brian Harvey and Ashton Crowder going down into turn number 1, still holding it tough on the inside is Brian Harvey. They were beating on each other coming out of turn number 1. They are rubbing doors and they are not giving anyone any room right now, Tyler, and it looks like the 68 is going to try and get amongst this as well.
Yeah, that was almost a really bad situation for those 2 trucks there. The 67 really leaned on the 27 now. The 68 right on the bumper of the 27. He's going to make a move to the inside. He's decided just to back off and hold off on the spot and just stay in 13th for now. The 27, great move out of turn 3, just peeking to the inside of the 67 at turn number 4, but again, backing out to see if he can get a better launch out of 4 to set him up for turn number 1.
Yeah, he keeps having a look. He keeps wanting to figure out what he's going to do, as Ashton Crowder is going to be there behind Scott Simley. So he's running right now in P number 14. So Ashton Crowder just lost a little bit of ground there to Brian Harvey after he made that move. And he may be just trying to figure out what his truck's got. He has a little bit of right front damage, and he may have a little bit of side damage as well from the contact with the 67. Just in front of them, having a look, James Thorndike has got Aaron Bennett for some trouble here, Kelly. And Aaron, just after that mistake on pit road, he hasn't really made as much ground as he would have liked.
Yeah, then he was definitely trying to work his way up to the front, but he's starting to move backwards now. He's dropped down to 11th spot, and after starting 3rd, it's definitely not where he's wanting to sit. I don't know if he was just rattled from missing his pit stop or just can't make his way through the traffic, but he definitely has potential to be up near the front. So we'll have to see if he's gonna if he's maybe holding back for later in the race or what.
Yeah, so he definitely, after that little mistake that he had, it could be a little bit of lost pace, and he's just trying to figure out what his truck's got. Maybe got a little bit of damage actually coming into pit road because he did make some contact when that happened. So he may be alright now, but he's just trying to figure out what he's got. Let's just having a look. The 12 running a bit wide going into turn number 3, letting the 7 through. So Cody Gibson making up some ground that he lost early on Tyler, and seeing as he lost that early, he's just trying to figure out now where he can get his truck and try and make up some of that ground that he lost.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting there on that restart. Cody Gibson, he restarted in the 4th position. Now he's trying to fight back. He's back up to 7th after dropping to 8th. So Cody Gibson has a bit of a hole to dig himself out of because he lost positions to the 87 of Christopher Hurlow, who's now moving up. Early in the race, saw that Hurlow was right around, I'd say, about the 10th position or so. So Hurlow's moving his way back up, but now a 3-truck battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th right now as Paul Madsen has a challenge on the inside from the 6 of Tommy Ryan going into turn 3. Tommy Ryan making a move around, Tommy Ryan's and James Mullins moving up. Paul Madsen dropping back just a little bit.
Yeah, able to make that move done. So 2 trucks just getting on the inside of Paul Madsen. That's what happens as soon as you get put out of that inside groove. You lose a lot of momentum, and that has happened unless you're Jamie Walker and you can run it around the outside and still manage to have a whole truck head of speed going down the backstretch. So Paul Madsen's lost those 2 spots, was down to 5th, and he's got the 87 of Christopher Hurlow, who ran a bit wide there, coming off of 2, struggled with a bit of understeer mid-corner, got a bit tight there and pushed up the racetrack. But these guys have lost the lead to the leading bunch of Jamie Walker and Michael Atkins. Those 2 are running pretty equal lap times, a 54.185 from Michael Atkins, the leader in the 01 truck, with a 129 of Jamie Walker behind. So Jamie a little bit quicker sitting there in the draft, and that could be helping him, Kelly, right now, just to stick with him, and he can maybe just cool off the tires and figure out what he's going to do.
Yeah, he may be biding his time, or maybe he's trying to work a bit with Michael Atkins Jr. to open up a gap over these guys behind him, because he knows as soon as he starts battling with them, they're not going to be going as fast as if they were single file. So it could give an opportunity for the 6 of Tommy Ryan, who's also running some pretty quick laps, to get back up to him. Tommy Ryan was actually able to run a 54.174 last lap, so maybe he'll start working his way up with this other group.
We have a lead change as Jamie Walker goes down the inside of Michael Atkins Jr. going into turn number 3, and has got the 17 truck. He's leading this field, and he's moving to the inside down the front straight, trying not to help Michael with the draft. We'll see what happens, whether how strong Jamie Walker is now out in front, Tyler. Now that he has clean air around the front of that truck, could handle completely different to what he's been used to all race.
Yeah, I've driven in the butt. So said the 17.
How much he's able to try and skip away there. Just having a look now back. We've got Cody Gibson and Christopher Hurlong 6th and 7th. That was side Cody Gibson, had a look down on the backstretch on the 87 truck, wasn't able to get as good of a run, but they've also got a little bit of company from Scott Formosa sitting there in P number 8. He's just quietly doing his own thing, been moving his way up from 13th as well, Kelly. So I think that's just what some people are doing right now, trying to figure out, especially with the fuel tank capacity. It's pretty short stints of about 18 laps, so you want to make sure that you can have a truck just to get to there and then get your green flag pit stop if one comes about.
Yes, and it'd be helpful to have another truck to come down pit road with you. Like we said, that we've noticed having another truck with you going down opposite will definitely be something that these guys are going to be trying to look for.
Yeah, so I just had a look. 27 truck of Ashton Crowder lost a couple of spots there. He was 13th as the 40 gets loose coming off of turn 4. He lost the 2 spots to the 68 at the 40, but the 40 of Robert Gillenwater got loose coming off of turn number 4, and that was a positional. He got that one back from Ashton Crowder. So the 40 truck, that was a bit of a scary moment. Could have ended both of them. as we have a move here from Cody Gibson. Has made the move up into position on Paul Madison, as well as Scott Formosa's having a look on the inside. And I think that's Paul Madison's just struggling in this stint, Tyler. It looks like he just hasn't got the truck to run up front with some of these guys unless he's just pushed too hard on the tyres. And every time he gets on that high side, he just struggles and falls in lots of ground.
Yeah, this is turning out to be the longest run of the race that we've had so far here tonight. We are working about lap 11 or 12 in this run, so only a handful of laps left before pit stops. But you know, if you push too hard in the early part of this run, you're just not going to be able to turn as well as everyone else in the center of the corners. And with Indianapolis with the long straightaways, and look at Scott Formosa trying to take a peek underneath Cody Gibson, cannot get there, has to just ride behind him going through turn number 2. A little bit of wiggle out of the 80, but everyone stays in line right there. And right behind them, it's the 15 and the 12. Greg Mall looking underneath Paul Madison here for position for P7. He's right there at the door bumper. Now he's clear. Greg Mall, he's going to move up into 7th position as Paul Madison just continues his free fall through the field. Actually, that was for P8 there, so Greg Mall up to 8th, Paul Madison back to 9th.
Yeah, moving back right now is Paul Madison just struggling with the pace, and that's just where he's at. He's just trying to figure out what he's got. In the later stage, it looks like he doesn't have a long run truck that's behind them as well. You've got James Thorndike catching them in the 59 with Aaron Bennett. Still wasn't able to get around him, still running in P number 11. So just looks like they're all just starting to funnel their way through. Just had a look as we actually had a lead change while that was all going on, with Michael Atkins Jr. has taken back the point out of Jamie Walker. So like you were saying, Tyler, you thought Jamie may have tried to skip away here, but it looks like Michael's giving him a good run here now and may just be able to sit behind him again, Jamie, and see what he can do.
Yeah, so far, looking back at that pass for the lead, it looked like Michael Atkins Jr., Jamie Walker, it looked like he just pulled over to the side on the backstretch and just let him back around. So I'm not sure if Jamie Walker was thinking Atkins was just faster and decided to let him go, or if this could be a little bit of a strategy by Jamie Walker here. Not sure what his plan is, but I guess we'll find out later on in this run.
Yeah, it looks like that's what is going to happen. He may just be trying to figure out where he's at. So as we cross the halfway point now of tonight's race on lap number 40, let's take a look at our iRacing midway race break, brought to you by iRacing, the world's premier online racing game with professionally organized racing from NASCAR, IndyCar, IMSA, and more. So right now, out in P number 1, we have Marty Atkins Jr., Michael Atkins Jr. with Jamie Walker. In P2, James Mullins. Actually, he's just coming down pit road there. So while we do that, Tommy Ryans will move up into P number 3 with Christopher Hurlow taking up Cody Gibson as well, side by side, going down the front stretch. So they're 7th, and 4th, and 5th right now. Scott Formosa in 6th with Greg Moore down in P number 7. James Thorndike in P8 with Aaron Burnett in 9th, and Brian Harvey in 10th.
Looking back now, P11, Paul Madison, Scott Simley sitting 12th, Robert Gillenwater in 13th, James Nunn in 14th, James A. Mullins sitting 15th, 16th sees a 30 of Mark Wilson, Dylan Quinnell sitting in 17th, Michael Waters in 18th, Ashton Crowder in 19th, and John Sorensen sitting back in the last car on the lead lap in 20th place.
The rest of your running order here, Steve Herring is in 21st, 1 lap down. The number 3 of Keith Butt having not the run he was looking for, sitting in the 22nd position right now. Brian Cutts is in 23rd. He is out of the race, along with Ricky Howell Jr. in 24th. And Steve Gottschalk rounds out the field in 25th position, 30 laps behind the leader.
And that has been your iRacing Midway Race Break. For more information on the wide variety of sim racing possibilities online, visit iRacing.com to sign up today. And you can use the LSRTV promo code by entering PR-2016 LSRTV when you register for a new iRacing membership to get the late model free of charge, along with 13 cars and 14 tracks, including Prime subscription. And at the moment, it looks like some trucks are coming down pit road now, and Jamie Walker has followed through, as well as Cody Gibson's, who's actually hit the inside fence on pit road, locked the rears under brakes, and that's a caution. So that will mix up the field a little bit here, Kelly, with some cars coming down and getting their stop done. But right now, it looks like Jamie Walker was stuck on pit road as that happened.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate for the 7 as we see the replay now. He seems to just be, he's going for pit road and he's on the brakes hard. You're trying to drop down from, you're going 155 miles an hour off of that corner, and you've got to slow down to 60 miles an hour before you hit the pit road entrance. And as I said earlier, heavy truck, small brakes, are very easy to lock up, and it looks like that's what just happened. He locked his brakes and lost it and ended up into the inside wall, which is really unfortunate. The 7, who was having a pretty good run there.
Yeah, it was having a pretty good run there. He's still running, which is surprisingly, I think he may have got away with a little bit less damage than what we were all expecting here. So we'll see how long he's going to take. If he hasn't used his quick repair either, he may be able to get that fixed and get back out there, be able to run down. But that may have put a couple of trucks sort of off foot with the pit stop cycle now, especially with who was it, Michael Atkins Jr. coming in that lap before the rest of the field came in just then when that caution came out. So that sort of put them all on a different sync of cycle right now, Tyre, and they could jump up a couple of positions when some of these leading guys who hadn't done their green flag stop come in.
Yeah, and I really think the big winner here is going to be Jamie Walker. He's not going to have to come down pit road. He stayed on the lead lap, so the 17 of Jamie Walker, big break for him. He's going to be able to stay out, and more than likely he's going to cycle back around to the lead, so a really good call for him. And Greg Mullen, the 12, he's now going to move up to the 2nd position. Michael Atkins Jr., he's going to be in 3rd place. So some of the guys that had just made pit stops are really going to benefit from this caution coming out, because Indianapolis is so big. You can make a pit stop here and not go a lap down with the lap times everyone's running. So the guys that did not pit yet, which would have been James Thorndike, Christopher Hurlow, I believe a few others, but they're just going to be able to get out there, and the guys that stayed out are in great position here. Now the guys that are coming off pit road now, they're going to have a bit of some traffic to work through.
Yeah, they're going to have a little bit of traffic to work through, but when you think of it as well, some of these guys would have taken just that nice little shine coming off the tyres, especially going through that one lap of green flag run, trying to punch as much as you could to get the jump on some of the other guys. So that may just be where they could have a little bit less tyre grip on the restart, but I don't think that will be what will happen here, Kelly. But it's interesting to see. We were talking early on in this race, Kelly, about how quickly Jamie Walker was moving up through the field. He's now at the point, as well as like Tyler said before, but can he be able to hold on, Kelly, now for the rest of this race? It's sort of an interesting prospect now that he's there. He's got to now hold off the rest of the field. Michael Atkins Jr. wasn't just sitting there and not going to let him get away with it.
No, I think we're definitely the story of the race is going to be this battle between the 0-1 of Michael Atkins Jr. and the 17 of Jamie Walker. They've been going at it ever since Jamie caught up to him. But now there's a car separating, or a truck separating these two. So we'll have to see if the 0-1 can put away the 12 right off the bat, or if Greg's got anything to give to these guys. See if he can hold his own up here.
Yeah, I have to see whether Greg Moore in that 12 truck can be able to hold on. So we've got another lap under caution right now. So we'll go to a quick break if possible while we run through a little bit of a break here in the commentary booth, and we hope to keep you all back after these short messages.
While lions are notorious for their voracious appetites, they spend a great deal of time feeding other creatures. In fact, lions will take great care to ensure there's plenty to go around. As you can see, they keep giving with utter ferocity. Bravo, lions, and bon appetit. Do good. Be a lion.
Welcome back to the United Sim Racing Truck Series here for the 4C Paint Shop 200 at the Brickyard. We are on lap number 47 under our fourth caution. Jamie Walker right now at the point with Greg Moore on the outside after this caution. And we will run through another one of our quick sponsors here, Simulation Solutions, makers of everything you need for your rig and more esports racing and simulation solutions. So Simulations has got you covered with news, builds and more. Like them on Facebook at Facebook Simulations, the proud sponsor of the Play Seat Racing Rig Prize here at the USR to the points leader after the 6 weeks. So that another great sponsor here from for the United Sim Racing Truck Series Simulation Solutions as we come around turn number 3 and 4 to get this restart underway. It's our fourth caution here as we're on lap 47 coming up to start lap number 48 past the halfway point of this race. Still a little bit to go, still at least one more stop for fuel and tires, and here we go. Let's see, the pace car will peel off to the left. The first time Jamie Walker has been in control of this field, so let's see how he's going to control it. He's waiting and waiting, and he's going. So green flag now as Jamie Walker gets a great start in front of Greg Moore. Michael Atkins Jr. wasn't able to get to the inside of the 12 truck. He's going to have to sit in there in P number 3 coming through turn number 1 right now. There's also, we've got a battle back here. Robert Glenwater with Scott Simley moving down to the inside. A couple of 2 wide action further on back as well. But it looks like the front 10 right now, Kelly, have sort of just single filed up right now.
Yeah, a couple guys got some great jumps on the inside of that restart. So a few position changes, but Jamie Walker, good start for him as he's jumped way ahead of Greg Mullen. We'll have to see if he can try to use this buffer truck to open up a gap over Michael Atkins Jr. because I don't think Michael's going to be too content in sitting behind the 12 for very long.
Yeah, well, it's the first time also we've seen Michael Atkins Jr. in a bit of traffic. He's been sort of all by him lonesome out in front, so he may have a different handling truck in the draft, or we'll see in the dirty air of that number 12 truck in front of him. So we'll see how he handles that at the moment. But we're looking back here, we got a battle. We got two by two coming back here from 11th, the 87 and the 75, along with the 5 and the 15. So Paul Madison has dropped back a little bit, as well as James Mullins. They were both up the front, but are struggling right now, Tyler. And it looks like after they pissed off as the number 3 truck was on the inside, as that actually threw the caution because he was on the inside there.
Yeah, I do believe that Keith Butt had blew an engine. He just came off of pit road there, and yep, there was a puff of smoke as he was just about to get on the backstretch, and that ended up being his engine right there, and he just could not get it all the way back around such a long straightaway, and his truck just died in the middle there. So caution's going to be out to clear off the number 3 machine from the backstretch, but that's just going to stack the field up again, and we're going to try and restart once more here.
Yeah, that's an interesting caution to be thrown. I don't know whether anyone's going to come down pit road as well. We're still going to make that lap number, but yeah, just blew the motor, wasn't able to get it down at the pit road, that long back straight, like you were saying, Tyler, not able to get the truck through 3 and 4 with no power. So it's just interesting to see how that happened, and they threw the caution for it, but it's bunched up the pack, and Greg Moore will have to start on the outside again with Michael Atkins Jr. Right in behind him, Kelly. So we'll see what happens on this restart. Jamie, got a good jump. He may be able to do it again on this next restart.
Now, the leader definitely has a big advantage when it comes to the restarts, because he gets to pick his time to go, which then the rest of the field just has to react to it. And because you don't have perfect reactions, and and the way these trucks are geared, the second Jamie jumps, even if the 12 is on the gas right after him, he's going to lose some ground to him. So it's definitely difficult for anyone else to make a move on the leader on the start, I think, unless you somehow predict and read the guy's mind of when he's going to go. But Jamie's definitely got the advantage here, and the 0-1 and the 12 are just going to have to try to react off of him and see if they can work against each other and make a move before the first turn.
Yeah, as we have a couple of trucks as well coming down pit road. So Scott Formosa, Christopher Hurlow, I think James Mullins was in there, John Sorensen as well. So a couple of trucks coming down to get some fresh tyres and some fuel. So we'll see what happens there. As we've still got another couple of laps under pace car here, and it's just having a look now at some of these guys who are on an alternate strategy. I don't think anyone will be, except for these other guys that have just pitted now. But a lot of these trucks still struggling. I'm having a look at Aaron Bennett down in P number 12. Still down there, Kelly, even after everything that's happened at the moment.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see him down here. He was running really well in that first stint. He qualified 3rd, but now he's sitting back in 12th position. You gotta wonder if something's maybe bothering him, if he can't work his truck so well in the traffic, or maybe he just is I don't know, just can't handle the traffic in front of him.
Yeah, may not be able to handle the traffic at the moment, but definitely some of these paint schemes are looking great. So we got the 4C, another one of the sponsors, 4C Print Shop. They deliver world-class DGT and sublimation services catering to the needs of wholesale, retail and online customers. They're committed to providing high-quality services and products at competitive prices in the industry. So if you are needing any sublimation services, check out 4C Print Shop at www.4cprintshop.com. So 4C Print Shop, a proud sponsor of the United Sim Racing Truck Series. Some good trucks out there running their paint scheme, including Michael Atkins Jr., who was our early leader of the race, now down in P number 3 in the 01 truck. And it looks like another couple of trucks were the 27 coming down pit road, and I think that's was the 87 as well again. So a couple of trucks just coming down the pit road, top up of gas and get some 4 Goodyear tyres on them. As we're coming through here, it should be 1 to go. No, they're not. So another lap under caution, and just interesting to see every time these trucks are coming down pit road. I think they may know something more than we do, Kelly, with the strategy.
Yeah, I'm trying to wrap my head around this, because they still have to pit another time. Maybe they just wanted to extend that pit a bit longer, but I mean, there's a reason I'm up here and not driving so much. I don't really do well on those strategies, so we'll have to see if maybe they'll play out, and I don't know. It's just beyond me of why these guys are coming down every single time instead of extending these runs like the guys up front.
Yeah, it is interesting in that perspective, as well as they're putting themselves in the pack. There's still 21 trucks on the lead lap, as we'll run through what we have right now on the field before we get green. So Jamie Walker is P number 1 in the 17 truck, with Greg Moore in second. Michael Atkins Jr. in P number 3 after leading early. Tommy Ryan in 4th, with Scott Slimley rounding out at the top 5. Robert Gillenwater in 6th. Brian Harvey in P number 7. James Noon in 8. Paul Madison and Cody Gibson, after running strongly up the front, now in 9 and 10.
And behind them will be Aaron Bennett in 33, started in 3rd position, fallen back quite a bit. On the opposite end of the spectrum, Mark Wilson started 24th, is now running in 12th. Scott Formosa is in 13th, Ashton Crowder in 14th, James Mullins is your driver in 15th, the 86 of John Sorensen is in 16th, in 17th we have Michael Waters, 18th is James Thorndike, 19th is Christopher Hurlow, and the 20th position is Stephen Herring.
And then rounding out the rest of the field, 21st, Dylan Quisnell is the last car on the lead lap. Keith Butt, who brought out this caution with a blown motor in the number 3 truck in 22nd. 23rd, Brian Coots, who is also out of the race with Ricky Howell Jr. and Scott Goshawk as well. But another couple of trucks coming down pit road. I am still unsure as to what they are trying to get out of it, just more gas, but I don't think they're that close. They're on lap number 53 of 80 as the lights are out, so we'll be going green next time by. But I don't think, Kelly, that we're all still a bit unsure as to why they keep coming down. They're going to have to make a pit stop. Like you're saying, maybe stretch that out a little bit, but if a caution comes out, it sort of just nullifies everything and puts them in the back.
And there's another thing, when you're in the back, there's a greater chance of a wreck happening in front of you. It's definitely not, you don't want to be behind a wreck, because now you're in the position, you have to avoid it. The higher up you are in the field, the better chance of the wreck happening behind you, and if it happens behind you, it's no skin off your back. There's nothing wrong with it. You're ahead of it, you just get off the gas and form up behind the pace car. But if you're behind it, now you're in trouble. You can be collected into that wreck very easily.
Yeah, it's not the position I like to be in, especially in these later stages. We've got around 27 laps to go here when they cross. And just having a look, Jamie Walker will be on the inside, Greg Moore on the outside, Michael Atkins Jr. right in behind him with Tommy Wren running in the outside lane on row number 2. We'll see whether the 17 truck can get a good restart like he did last time round. He was able to hold it off for a little bit and was able to get a clean jump away as the pace car will peel to pit lane right now, and we'll see what happens with Jamie Walker on the restart. He's holding it for going to the inside of the 15 with a bit of help from James Mullins going down the backstretch right on the rear deck lid of that truck, pushing as hard as he can.
And now the 5 is now side by side with the 15 and just going to edge him out coming through turn number 3 and maybe slot himself back inside. Oh, gets real close to the 33, just about takes him out. But we really saw something different with this restart. In the other restarts, we saw all these trucks quickly form into a single file. Well, this time they were really close 2 by 2. You can definitely tell it's getting late in the race. No one's really wanting to give up their positions, especially when there's not too many laps to go.
Yeah, not too many laps to go, and that's what's happening now as James Newton stuck on the outside in the 75 truck sees Cody Gibson making another move, and then Aaron Bennett's trying to thread the needle. He tried to stick his nose there, and he was able to, but it sort of backed out of it because he didn't want to get into the side of the 75 truck, and it looks like going behind him, James Mullins pushing to the inside, going down the back stretch, coming into turn number 5. He's going to try and push that issue with Aaron Bennett. He may be able to get that one done, and he has. He's cleared him in the short shoot of 3 and 4. So it looks like these 3 trucks, the 5, the 33, and the 15, not in the position they'd like to be, and they're trying to force their way through right now, Kelly.
Yeah, but if they're just fighting amongst themselves, it's not really going to get them anywhere. They really need to maybe form up together a bit and try to push past these other guys. Thankfully, they've been keeping it clean. As if you get alongside someone on the inside, you're getting a shallower entry into that corner. You're not going to be able to carry as much speed. They force it too much. 33 also starting to close that gap to the 75. The 5 now just slipping in front of the nose of the 75 and getting that good line into the turn number 3.
Yeah, got that position done as the 12 has lost the second position to 01, and he's dropping back. He's on the outside. Tommy Ryan right now going down to the inside in turn number 4. He's going to get that one done. So Greg Moore it's just been quiet all race. Been running a little bit further back now, up inside the top number 5 in that 68 truck, and he's going to be all over the back of the 12 now as Greg Moore is just trying to find the pace that he had up front to try and keep going. But as soon as you get pushed wide on the high side here, Kelly, looks like you just can't keep that momentum, and you will lose it for a couple of corners until you get the truck back on that low side and clean up those tires.
Yeah, the low side is definitely the place you want to be here. There's not really many lines around this track. There really is only the one line. You've got to put, if you get stuck on that high side, you got to really push hard to try to get a good launch off that corner and hope you can maybe keep the guy on the inside pushed down, and so he can't get on the throttle as high.
Rhythm that he can keep the pressure on as they're coming down here. Looking at the 87 truck now and the 86 down in 12th and 13th. They're all side by side with the 59 and the 33, James Thorndyke and Aaron Bennett back there side by side. They're all trying to sort themselves out, and it looks like Aaron Bennett dropping again. He was up early on, and it's just not been the good run that he would have liked to have had, and he's just struggling at the moment. He was behind Paul Madison and the others, James Mullinson and Cody Gibson, who actually right now is having a look on the 40 truck going into turn number 1. Cody Gibson trying to get that move done on Gillenwater, who's stuck on the outside, and Mullins trying to follow him through, and he may be able to get that position done as well. So the 7 and 5 truck moving up. Oh, there's a 40 loose on the exit there, Kelly. He was lucky to save that one as the 7 and 5 continue to move up through the field.
Yeah, the 7 and the 5 truck, as much as they fought with each other during this race, they're starting to work together really well. They're running a very similar pace, which is allowing the 5 to use that draft to push the 7 along. And now they're really forcing their way up through the field. And maybe they can make an attempt to crack into this top 5 here, as they're starting to chase down now to 67 of Brian Harvey.
Yeah, trying to chase them down as quickly as they can. They don't want to lose as much time as we come on to start lap number 60. So soon we'll be under 20 to go next time round, and they're trying to force their way up the front. This is when some of the moves start to become desperate, and now you're looking up front. The gap's still closing ever so slightly. The draft will now help Michael Atkins Jr. behind Jamie Walker, who's bringing Tommy Ryan with them. They've sort of dropped Greg Moore from behind them, but they are still all closing up to each other and having a look back. That looks like the 5 is now trying to get that lead, got that position on Cody Gibson. He's done that. Gibson backed out of it and is letting Mullins through. So they're trying to just work together a little bit, like you're saying, Kelly, just to try and help themselves to get back up to the front.
Yeah, well, but each time they make that swap, it slows them down a little, so I don't know. They're not really working too well together. They're still trying to fight each other, but it still is helping them. They're still getting some great runs down these straightaways. And as we watch, we've been watching Jamie Walker as he goes down these straights. You'll see him dip to the inside of the track. What he's trying to do is break that draft with the 0-1, so he isn't towing the 0-1 along, not giving him any help. We'll see if he does it again, getting right up to the bumper of Michael Atkins Jr. Maybe he'll try to push him along to catch Jamie, or maybe he's going to make the move and take second place for himself.
Yeah, I think with under 20 to go, I think Tommy Ryan's going to try and just steal that position away and try and have an attack on Jamie Walker himself. He was right on that tailgate of the 0-1 truck coming down the backstretch. He may be able to, he's lost a bit of ground through 3 and 4 this time. And yeah, I'm surprised Jamie Walker has been doing that. Every time he gets out in front, he'll dip to the inside, trying to break that draft from the 0-1 behind him. But at the moment, he's sort of running high. He's able to get, so he's just starting to drop them a little bit here in this sort of later portion of this race. And if it sort of goes green, we're still expecting one more pit stop, which could mix it up a little bit. And you've got to make sure that that pit stop is clean. As having a look back, we've got Scum Simley and James Mullins to the inside of the 68. I think he's going to get that one done through turn 3, and he is. So clean move there from James Mullen, moving him up into P number 5. But this front battle between, I'd say, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th is actually Michael Atkins Jr. comes in with a couple of other cars behind them as well. I think it was James Mullen and Cody Gibson. So I think this may be their last pit stop of the race.
Yeah, I guess they've done the calculations and have decided that this stop will get them enough fuel to go to the end. Now, I'm going to take a look at Michael Atkins Jr. and see if he's going to take any tires to go along with it. You know, you'll get a bit more track position if you just take fuel, but if you take tires over a longer run, if you stay green, that might help you to get that bit more speed through this run as the tires of the other drivers really wear off. And there we go. We see the right side of the 0-1 pop up into the air. He's definitely taking right side tires and full tank of fuel. And he's also taking left. They're taking 4 tires on this green flag stop. But it looks like the 7 and the 40, they have decided for 2 tires. They'll gain a few spots off of this pit stop.
Yes, 7 and the 40 got a good jump there, getting off of pit road in front of Michael Atkins Jr., and that's what they needed. So they've managed to gain some time there, and just having a look, Aaron Bennett is going through. So we're going to go side by side here as we come with under 20 to go as these final pit stops are underway.
Oh, and before we took away the 30, I don't know why there wasn't a caution. He was a dead stop on the racetrack, right in the middle of the racing line.
Yeah, just seen that then, and we were about to go to the break, but yeah, he just got, he spun it, but he's alright now. He's back away, so while these guys try and sort themselves out with this pit stop, now maybe we can go side by side here as these final pit stops are underway here with under 15 to go.
While lions are notorious for their voracious appetites, they spend a great deal of time feeding utter ferocity. Bravo, lions, and bon appetit. Do good, be a lion.
We are back here at the United Sim Racing Truck Series for round 15 of the championship, presented by BNC Lawn and Landscaping Services. There is not long to go in the race here as we are just coming under 15 to go. Christopher Hurlow is P number 1 at the moment, hasn't done a pit stop, is running in the lead, 18 seconds in front of Dylan Quisnell. Tommy Ryan is actually now taking over P number 3 after his pit stop with Cody Gibson. James Mullins and Jamie Walker in this heated battle right now for 4th, 5th and 6th, Kelly, and that would be around where the lead would come. But it looks like if these other two stay out, maybe that's what they were playing under the safety car, trying and maximize their fuel.
Yeah, they're definitely banking on a caution coming out, but even if it does, maybe these guys that have already pit might stay out. It's a bit of a gamble, but we'll have to see if it pays off. They're definitely losing ground every time, every lap, because the guys behind them have fresher tires. They're going to be running faster laps, so if they do have to pit in the green, they're going to lose a lot of ground on the guys that have already come in.
Yeah, it's what they're going to be doing. I think we've had... there was a car, yeah, John Sorensen was on the inside. He lost it coming out of turn number 1. He managed to save it and had to run the inside of turn number 2. So the no caution, still green flag as the leaders come up to start lap 70, so 11 to go, as there is a replay up of John Sorensen. Just got loose coming out of turn number 1, and he managed to save it, got it down to the inside line. Lucky the 59 truck didn't get into him, so good save there from Sorensen, no caution, still green flag. The 87 out in front now of Dylan Quisnell, still out there, that they are losing ground, like you're saying, Kelly, and James Mullins and Jamie Walker right now for 4th and 5th, battling pretty hard, as well as behind them. That's Scott Formosa with Michael Atkins Jr. and Greg Moore on the inside coming into turn number 3. I think they're going to get it done as Greg Moore is going to move up into the short chute of 3 and 4 and he's going to get that position away. So they're all trying to work their way up. They've still got to catch the leaders. They're about 20 odd seconds behind them, but with the fresher tyres they should be able to do that.
Yes, this green flag stop is definitely shaking up the field quite a bit. There's now a big gap between Jamie Walker and Michael Atkins Jr. when they were right on each other's tail. Haven't stopped at here once these two pit. But Jamie Walker, 4 seconds behind him, is definitely going to be pushing hard to try to close that gap.
Yeah, Tommy Ryan's come out with a pretty good gap right now, unless he saved, unless he went 2 tyres. But that's a pretty big gain right now to be about 4 seconds in front of Jamie Walker when he was running 3rd before the pace lap, but before the green flag pit stops, that is, sorry. And it looks like Tommy Ryan is right now behind Dylan Quisnell for P number 2. Coming down the front stretch, it looks like the 6 is going to move to the inside and he's going to easily take that position away. The number 43 truck, Dylan Quisnell, not going to fight that. He doesn't need to. We know he's on an alternate strategy. He's just trying to see what he can do. But that moves Tommy Ryan up into P12. He's got 20 seconds to make up with under 10 laps to go. We're on laps 9 to go right now. Can he do this, Kelly? If nothing happens to Christopher Erlo and he stays out and he has enough gas, that's still a lot of time he needs to make up.
I don't think he's going to have enough fuel to make it another 9 laps. I mean, like I said, it's a 60% fuel cell on these trucks. And it's been quite a while since he came down pit road last. I think he's definitely banking on not be able to stretch his fuel. And these guys, a yellow flag at this point in time, I don't think are going to pit. But the 43 has decided that's enough is enough. He's going to come down pit road and gets it all the way down to 60 miles an hour and find his pit stop and get some more fuel and some fresh tires.
Yeah, so it hasn't worked for Dylan Quisnell. He's come in, he'll drop, I'd say, to the tail end of the lead lap cars. That's what happens when you're trying to run this strategy, trying to get that track position, but sometimes it doesn't work out. So Jamie Walker now up into 3rd with James Mullins and Michael Atkins Jr. Moving his way up. As there is something I just heard, there was a car around on the backstretch, and it's the number 80 of Scott Formosa was around. Just got loose, and there it is. So a caution is out, and in comes Christopher.
Yeah, we also had the 87 as he was coming down to pit road. I guess he just locked him up and spun it and ended up smacking it hard, driver's side door into that center divider between the pit road and the racetrack. So his strategy definitely hasn't worked out for him.
Yeah, I was just seeing that there, and he's just, wow, it just slid and it just went out. I don't know, he just went out there and hit the center divider, and that ruined all that strategy game that he had. But this late race caution has really mixed up the field right now. Will anyone come down to pit road? So it's going to be around a 2 to a 3 lap shootout at the end of this one, and this could be very interesting right now, Kelly, as to who's going to come through. We know Jamie Walker's quick. Tommy Ryan obviously will be the leader if he doesn't pit. So, and Michael Atkins Jr. is up there and
going to come down pit road. They're only going to have 2 laps, so I think looking, are they actually going to commit, or are they going to duck back around?
Wow.
You know, it looks like we got tons of drivers coming down as Jamie Walker leads the parade, just ditching Tommy out on his own. That's going to, it's going to spell some trouble for Tommy, but it looks also the 15 to 75 will also stay out there. But these guys are now going to be, the guys that have pit are now going to be running on fresh tires, so they're going to have a lot more speed, but they're only going to have 2 laps to try to get it done. It's not going to be much time. It's a tall order for them to make this happen. It's a bit of a gamble.
yeah, massive gamble to try and get this to work. Let's see the 17's coming off the pit road now. If he can get out in front of everyone else, he should be pretty good, and I think he will. So the 17 will win the race off of pit road, with the 01 following through by the 12, the 86 of John Sorensen, with the 7, Cody Gibson, with the 68. I think the 7 may have got a speeding penalty for that off the exit, or he didn't actually. Actually, I think the 68 may have just gotten in front of him. So that's one thing you don't want to do, speeding off a pit road on this last restart here, Kelly, under the caution. If you do that, it could drop you a long way to the end of the tail line, and that fresh tyres isn't going to get you to where you should be.
No, it's definitely a big gamble to be heading down pit road. There were a few drivers that stayed out. The 6, the 15, the 75, the 55, the 43 have all elected to stay out and use the track position instead of getting fresh tires. So we'll have to see if these tires are really going to go when we get this green flag. So it's a bit of ground to make up, and not a lot of time to do it, as we also now see the 43 deciding to head back down pit road.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought. I was about to say something about the 43, about he's in a good position because he only just came down pit road, and it sort of put him in the top position, but he's come down pit road, so that ruins that scenario. So now that sort of puts everyone right now. Did James Muller take 2 tyres? Did he beat the 17 off of pit road? Looks like he did. So that's an interesting strategy call, only putting on a couple of tyres and get out in front of the pack. He's just going to be that little guy. If he can get around these guys in front quick enough, he may be able to try and gap Jamie Walker.
Yes, he might be able to pull a bit of a gap on the 17, but the 17 with the extra set of tires might get a good run on him. So they also have to worry about these 4 of the drivers in front of them. Would have been 5, but 43. I'm still trying to wrap my head around why the 43 went down and have not lost as much track position. He's pretty much. I don't understand why he's done this.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. It's a very interesting call to come down pit road, especially in these later stages of the race. Stephen Herring may be able to will get wave around the pace car when we get green, but it will be Tommy Ryan up in front as we'll run through the field before this restart. So Tommy Ryan, P1, Paul Madison, P2, James Newton, P3, and Michael W. Waters in P4 there, and as well they haven't done did a pit stop under that green flag. James Mullins, the first one with 2 side tyres on the number 5 truck in 5th. Jamie Walker with 4 tyres down in 6th. Michael Atkins Jr. 7th. Greg Moore in P number 8. John Sorensen in 9th, with Scott Simley in P number 10.
At 11th, we have the 7 of Cody Gibson. Brian Harvey is going to be beside him on this restart in 12th. The 40 of Robert Gillenwater being 13th. James Thorndike in 14th. Scott Formosa in 15th. Oh, and we're getting... actually, never mind. He's getting shuffled back to 17th. 15th will be Aaron Bennett. 27, Ashton Crowder. Scott Formosa, as I said, in 17th. Dylan Quinnell back in 18th. Stephen Herring, he will get the wave around and make his way back to the tail end of the lead lap in 19th, and then Christopher Hurlow will be 1 lap down in 20th.
Then Mark W. Wilson in 21st, 1 lap down as well, and then the rest of the cars out of this race after incidents and a blow motor for Keeks Butt in 22nd, Brian Coots in 23rd, Ricky Howard Jr. in 24th, and Stephen Kostrock in 25th. So here we go. The lights are out, Kelly. Who do you put money on to get this one done? It's either going to be these guys out there on no tyres or one of these guys on the 4 tyres pushing their way through when we'll be getting green with about 3 to go.
Tommy Ryan was showing some good speed, but so is Jamie Walker. He had some great speed all throughout the race. He's forced his way back up to the front after starting in 15th. So just starting in 6th now isn't too much of a tall order. I think Jamie Walker might be able to blow past these guys that didn't take tires and get this race win.
Yeah, I think he's one of the people to watch, but I also think Michael Atkins Jr. is on the inside line. He's only a row back, so he may be one to watch as well. I wouldn't be surprised if he works his way on that inside, sort of leaves Jamie Walker on the outside, coming through 1 and 2, and tries to make as much ground as he can as the pace car will peel left. We'll be getting the restart on lap 78 with 3 to go, and Tommy Ryan is away. Green flag is in the air, and we are racing for this final run. And obviously Jamie Walker's already tried to go down to the inside line, and Tommy Ryan has gone out in front. Paul Madison behind James Noon, as well as James Mullins is already starting to push the issue. Jamie Walker around the outside. The 55 is dropping like a rock at the moment on old tyres. Walker around the outside. He's going to get held up by the 75 as the 5 is beaten on the door. And here we go. It is on right now. The 5 is going to get the run going down the back straight. It looks like Paul Madison's actually going to go try and get the lead of the race away from Tommy Ryan right now, out in front, down into turn number 3. He is on the inside. He's going to get it done, but this is let number 5 of Mullins to the inside, 3 wide coming into turn number 4. This is chaos. Jamie Walker's sitting there in P number 3 at the moment. I don't know what's going to happen there. 3 wide down the front stretch. The car is around in the background. Don't know whether that will bring out a caution.
Oh, unbelievable. Still 3 wide between the 5, the 17, the 15. Into turn number 1. Who's going to win out? The 5 and the 17 still side by side to clear the 15. 17 just edging him out going into turn number 2. But the 5 still not giving up. Still stuck there on the inside. And then we get the caution. That'll end the race as the 17 just had his nose out in front of the 5. And I believe he will take the win on this race.
Wow, that's what a race there. Jamie Walker around the outside on the back out of turn number 2. We're going to have a look on who that was. There was a bit of chaos right here on a replay. I think it was the 87 getting around, got involved with got hit actually there from the 68, and then there was a lot of cars into the outside of turn number 2. Scott Formosa involved, as well as the 27 of Ashton Crowder, who blew a motor. So a lot of cars damaged at the end of it, but it looks like Jamie Walker, you picked that one right, Kelly, was able to get the run out of turn 2, but Mullins came out of nowhere with those 2 tyres. If he was able to hold it down the inside, he may have been able to get that one.
Yeah, he just about had that. If that caution came out any sooner, I think he would have won that race. But unbelievable run down the front straight by all of these guys. Jamie Walker, not content to just hang back and push, decided that, you know, this race could end at any moment. It doesn't always end on lap 80. That caution ended this race a lap early, so he decided to just throw it up the middle and made it stick. Great move on his part to make that high line work on the outside of the 5 to just edge him out and take this race win away.
Yeah, he did an awesome job to get that one done, and Paul Madison dropped back to 5th there, as well as Tommy Ryan, who was the leader on that race, down in 8th. So that's what happens when you don't have fresher tyres, as we are coming around on the front straight under caution here to finish round number 15 of the United Sim Racing Truck Series The 4C Paint Shop 200 at the Brickyard goes to Jamie Walker. The truck number 17, Mountain Dew Racing, will go to P number 1 into victory lane. James Mullins in second, with Greg Moore rounding out the podium. Interesting race there, Kelly. Certainly an awesome finish.
Yeah, that was quite an exciting finish. That was just great. I wasn't expecting to see much three-wide racing, but knowing that it was coming down to the end here, it was not too surprising to see people force that three-wide down into turn number 1. But Jamie Walker showing that he's fast, and it was...
Yeah, made it work and got it done, so we'll run through the results here. Jamie Walker taking P number 1 with James Mullins in P2, Greg Moore 3rd, Michael Atkins Jr. after getting the pole in 4th, Paul Madison in 5th, Cody Gibson in 6th, Brian Harvey 7th, Tommy Reen in 8th after being the leader on that last caution, Aaron Bennett in 9th, and Robert Gillenwater in 10th.
In 11th, we'll see James Nunn, and James Thorndike will be finishing in 12th. Ashton Crowder comes home in 13th, Dylan Quinnell in 14th, Stephen Herring 15th, Michael Waters 16th, Scott Simley will be the last truck on the lead lap on 17th, 18th Mark Wilson, 19th Scott Formosa, and 20th will be Christopher Hurlow.
And rounding out the field, the trucks who hadn't finished 21st, John Sorensen with 3 laps down, Keith Butt, Brian Coots, Ricky Howard Jr., and Stephen Kostroke all down with damage and out of this race. And we'll quickly grab a commercial break before we head to post-race interviews here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, so stand by for that, and we'll catch you after the short break.
For iRacing to get Le Mans is huge. I mean, this is a unique event, a unique track where, half of the track is public road, so you can never test on it, you never get experience on it, and it's 8 miles in length, the corner 15 times that day. The first section going through the Dunlop area is pretty unique. It's got elevation change and off camber. Then you go down Mulsanne into the chicanes, and the straights are unbelievably long. It's a tricky track, and every year I've come here, this being my 4th year, you learn something new every time.
We've wanted to add Le Mans to iRacing for a long time, and we've really been working hard towards it for the last 5 years. But really, things only came together in the last week leading up to this race, so it was a real scramble to put everything together. The majority of Le Mans is public roads, so when they're preparing for the 24-hour race, it's really the only time that we can visit to laser scan and photograph the track so that we can recreate it in iRacing. We work closely with the ACO to get essentially exclusive access to the facility and everything that we needed to get the laser scanning and photographic reference that we need to create the track. We were very fortunate to be at Le Mans at the most important time of the year and gain that experience of being there. And we're going to really do the best we can to put that into our work and making sure that the Le Mans in iRacing is the best Le Mans, the most exciting and accurate recreation of the track possible.
Welcome back here to post-race interviews for the United Sim Racing Truck Series 2016 Chase for the Championship, presented by BNC Lawn and Landscaping Services. We're here on our winner of Jamie Walker, the winner here today at Indianapolis. What a race there, Jamie. Didn't get a qualifying lap in, started down in 15th, but had an amazing drive to get all the way up to the win at the end. Don't have a Jamie, do we? must be celebrating too much in victory lane at the moment. We'll see. I think, Kelly, you have Mullins at the moment down there on pit road.
I'm here with our second place finisher, the number 5, James Mullins. Started second, finished second. James, you're a little, you decided to take 2 tires on that last stop. Do you think that was, or do you think taking 4 might have been the better choice?
Nah, I think I needed to be ahead of Jamie. He was a lot faster than I was on short runs for sure. So I think 2 tires was the best call for me.
Yeah, it definitely helped to be in front of those people. You were able to slip by a couple of those drivers right off the start. Were you expecting to have that many people stay out on those old tires and have them sitting in front of you?
No, I figured everybody was going to pit because we made quite a few laps on them tires. So it's kind of surprising.
Unfortunately, the race did end under caution. It did end up being an exciting finish, but do you think if it went green, you would have been able to give Jamie a good fight and maybe pass him back for that lead, or do you think he had once he?
I was just hoping he got caught behind a couple slow cars, but it didn't happen. So it ended up being a pretty good finish. So I'll take second place.
All right, well, it's definitely a great race, a good second place finish. Does anyone you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go?
I'd like to give a shout out to Ricky Hale. He had a tough night tonight, and Brandon King, if he's watching, a buddy of mine, Eddie Greer, his son's in Children's Hospital. I just want to send a prayer out for his little boy.
All right, thank you very much there, James. I'm going to send it back to Jake. I think he's now caught up with Jamie Walker, our race winner.
Yeah, well done there, James, on P number 2. I think we do have our winner here, Jamie Walker. Struggled in qualifying, didn't get a lap in, Jamie, from 15th, but still was able to come away with a victory. Amazing drive to be able to get that one done, especially on that late race caution.
Oh, finally. The luck I've had lately, I've just been miserable, leading a lot of the races and just coming up short at the end. And finally, I was able to sneak one out.
Yeah, you had a good truck for most of the race. Didn't qualify where you obviously would have wanted to, but you were able to knuckle down, got up front pretty early before the second caution, just sort of knuckled down and got it from there on out, just played your cards right, and especially on that late restart, you were able to put the 4 tyres on and it was able to help you.
Yeah, it was crazy on that last restart. I was going to throw that truck wherever it stuck, and hopefully nobody was in my way, and it just worked out. I went up through the middle, and it just stuck. I was surprised.
Yeah, the 4 tyres definitely helped you there, and especially going around the outside there of James at that caution, just getting thrown to that point. It could have been, if it was earlier, it could have been James, and any later, you may have been able to run away if it went to the end, especially with that 4 tyres compared to James on the 2 tyres, but you did a good job around that outside.
Yeah, I figured once I cleared James, he had nothing for me, because I knew he was on the 2 tires, and I believe he was on 2 tires from the earlier pit stop too, so I mean his left sides were pretty old. Yeah, well, amazing victory, well done again on the drive to get the victory here today at Indianapolis. Anyone you'd like to thank and give a shout out to before we let you go? Well, I'd like to say that this is my first win on this new PC that I just built last week. And of course, my teammates over at Young Gun Motorsports. I see Greg, he had a pretty good run today, and Aaron Bennett, he's pretty good today, but just came up a little short.
Oh, well done again, Jamie, on taking the victory today here at Indianapolis for round 15 of the United Sim Racing Truck Series. And I think, Kelly, you have our 3rd place finisher down there on pit road, Greg Moore.
Yes, I've caught up with the 12 of Greg Mall, started 4th and finished 3rd tonight. Greg, we had a late caution. What was your mindset going into that last restart there?
Yeah, my mind was pretty torn on that one. Noticed that we were coming in on a little bit fresher tires. Me and my teammate Jamie were making some pretty good steam there coming into the closing laps, and then noticed that there was a late race wreck there, and just trying to ultimately make up our minds as far as what we ultimately wanted to do for strategy. And I noticed he started to make a little beeline for pit road, and I figured, if Tommy's going to be the only one to stay out, why, might as well come in and get tires just to have that assurance there for a little late race dash. Sorry about that, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. That last restart was pretty hairy, pretty fun to try and work way through traffic, and yeah, it was a fun finish there.
Yeah, definitely taking those 4 tires seemed to be the right call there. But as we were coming down the front straight on that last lap there when we were under green, he had 3 wide right in front of you. He had a great view.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting, having a front row seat to that for sure. Noticed that, I can't remember who that was on the outside, but I think, yeah, just trying to navigate through the traffic that stayed out and just on those older tires, and I didn't think it was going to make that much of a difference, but I mean, just having that bite off the exit of the corners, especially on those long straightaways, it's everything here. So was able to get some decent traction going into turn 1 and just use that bottom side of the racetrack just to make it stick, and able to get the position before that last caution came out there at the end. So it was pretty satisfied.
All right, yeah, you definitely have a lot to be satisfied with a 3rd place finish tonight. Definitely a strong run. Is there anyone you'd like to mention and make a shout out to before we let you go?
Oh, absolutely. I want to thank my teammates over at Young Guns Motorsports, Aaron, Chris, George Hendricks, Jamie Walker. Got to congratulate Jamie on his win. He was tough to beat tonight. Once he got out in front, I mean, he just pulled away from us and kind of make us look like fools tonight. But it was a fun race, and just got to thank you guys at LSRTV and all you guys do. And yeah, we're looking forward to what the last half of the season has in stock for us.
All right, well, thank you, Greg. Congratulations on your 3rd place finish. You had a great race tonight.
All right, thanks, Kelly.
And we'll send it back up to Jake to round us out for tonight.
Thank you, Kelly, and yeah, doing an amazing race here for the United Sim Racing Truck Series presented by B&C Lawn and Landscaping for round 15 of the championship here at the Brickyard, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Amazing race that ended up with Jamie Walker taking a victory once again, and I'd just like to thank everyone at all the sponsors as well, B&C Lawn and Landscape Service, Simulation Solutions, and 4C Print Shop, as well as our post-race thanks to our information of the United Sim Racing. You can go to unitedsimracing.com to check that out, as well as the Facebook page United Sim Racing, and you can keep up to date with all of the action here on LSR TV online at livesimracing.com, as well as the Facebook of facebook.com/livesimracingtv. And that's it for us today here. I am Jake Blackwell. Joining me in the second chair was Kelly Dahl, as well as Tyler Herr, who was here earlier, and producer Cisco Scaramusa, as always, doing an amazing job on the cameras. And that is it here on LSR TV for United Sim Racing Truck Series, and we hope to see you next time for round number 16 of the championship.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented under the authority of LSRTV LLC and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations and may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form, nor the accounts and descriptions of this event disseminated in any way without the express written permission of Live Sim Racing TV. LSRTV would like to thank its loyal fans for their continued support, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast.